I want to welcome Lauren to our VA in the Spotlight. I'm really, really excited to have Lauren on today. So welcome, Lauren. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I was really excited to have you on, actually. So Lauren has a business called Virtual Team Australia, which is a great name. And it's actually started to become Virtual Team Australia, hasn't it?
It has.
So we were just kind of catching up before we started the recording, and we were talking about how long it's been, because honestly, it's a whirlwind for me. It's more of a whirlwind for Lauren, because you know, you've actually gotten started and now you're doing it full time. But it's been a year. Your journey so far has been about a year, right?
It has been. Just over.
So talk about what I'd love you to share with the people who are listening and watching is what was your like what was the catalyst that got you thinking about being a VA, and then, you know, how did it start to play out once we did the training?
Okay. So I have been an executive assistant for about 13 years, working over like in the not-for-profit sector. And the company had actually lost all their funding and I was made redundant. So I ventured into the corporate world, and it was an opportunity that was far too good to refuse, being an executive assistant to the CEO. And it was just that, an offer that was far too good to refuse, but it just wasn't for me. I worked in it for about 8 months, and I had always thought in the back of my mind about becoming a virtual assistant and having enough, but I guess I was always a little bit second guessing myself and not confident that I had the skill set to become a virtual assistant. And that job actually didn't work out. And then I come across the Virtual Institute training. So I obviously trained with Ingrid over 2 full days, 2 sessions, and got all the back end sorted of my virtual assistant business. And here I am a year down the track. Really just...
Go on, sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you then. Go.
No, I was just going to say it's been a really huge learning curve, but I've just loved it.
So how soon after you did the training and after you launched the website did you get your first client?
I was working full time at the same time as launching this VA business, but it took me about 3 months. But that was a lot of social media advertising and a lot of networking here in Perth. And then I nailed my first client. So, yes.
And so how did you manage that whole working full time and trying to keep a client sort of happy? You know, how did you set that up? How did that work for you?
Yeah, look, I mean, from the get-go, I'm very open and, you know, transparent with all my clients, and they were all aware that I work full-time. So there was always that kind of get out of jail, you know, you don't have to sign up with me if that's not what you're after. But I think just having the confidence in my skill set and being so open with my clients, I think they're really appreciative of that. And, you know, there's been times that I am working at 5 a.m. in the morning before work, and, you know, sometimes until 12 o'clock at night. But I have loved it. I've really loved it. The flexibility is just awesome.
So I actually really love that, Lauren, that you... And look, I really, really relate to it, because when I started to, like we were just saying, I worked full time. My goal was always to move into my VA business full time, but there was that whole juggling, you know, few balls in the air. Yeah. And I was like you, I let people know that, yes, I am busy during the day, but my hours will enable me to sort of work in the evenings and on weekends. Right. So is that sort of how you set it up with your clients when you spoke?
Absolutely, yeah. So and they were all great with that. So Yeah.
So I guess it was a matter of, because I know a lot of people have this question, which is why I'm sort of talking a little bit about it. You know, is how do I get started when I'm working full time? So there are sacrifices, right, that you make.
Absolutely. So there is a lot of weekend work, and you know, a lot of coffee has been drunk over the last year. And you know, yeah, like you said, you do sacrifice your weekends to, you know, it's all about your brand, isn't it? And making your clients happy.
Yep. And so tell me now, we're a year in, okay, and what's happened recently for you?
So the last month, I sort of been tossing up whether to make the decision to jump into the business full time. Obviously, you know, there's a pros and cons to doing that, but the pros just outweighed the cons for me. And today, the 6th of October, I'm second day in my business full time.
That's so exciting.
So it's really exciting.
It's a big milestone, and it's a big adrenaline thing, isn't it, when you actually launch?
Absolutely. But I feel like the adrenaline and the motivation to really grow my business will make me succeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited.
And so tell me a little bit about, because this is the other thing that a lot of people are curious about, is how did you actually get your first client and your first couple of clients? How did that work out for you?
Well, I spent a lot of time trying to really have the right content on my website that I thought would be attractive to clients. And, you know, I've been really successful, and my first client was actually through my website.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So that was really great.
So they actually found you through your website?
They did, yeah. And apparently I've got quite a unique name. So searching for that on maybe if they searched, you know, virtual assistant, virtual team Australia, I popped up on the Google search, which is fantastic.
Fab. I mean, we like with the websites, because so your website's Wix. We started your website off, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's the good thing about, I guess, the stuff that we do now is that the team really do that SEO for you as well and make sure that that's set up properly, because that's a big factor in being found, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So important.
And so what other ways have you used to kind of reach out and find potential clients?
Look, initially, I also did a sort of soft launch. So I had all my family and friends around and told them all about the business I was launching, and you know, did a big email out to all my networks. And because I've really noticed in the last year that, you know, to grow a VA business, referrals are your best source.
Yeah.
You know, you can do all the social media and you can do, you know, all the emails, but word of mouth is so important.
So family were really and friends were really important in that part of the process?
Absolutely. Yep. So to connect with you know, other business owners, and it was really important.
Yeah, good. And so you said to me as we started our call before we recorded that you've just sent out a contract yesterday to a new client. So where did that client come from? How did that eventuate?
So again, a connection of mine, a lady who's launched her own business, and she's a personal marketing specialist, and I was able to connect her with one of my clients. And so it's, you know, she said to me, send me your profile. I'd love to share it. So she shared it, and that was only a week ago. So I'm able to meet with this client and onboarded him yesterday.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I mean, look, it really is. We do talk about word of mouth referrals being the best referral source you can get. So, you know, for those of us who we're starting out, we just keep building the connection base that we have. So,
absolutely,
you know, really important to do that. And so going through the COVID nightmare that many of us have been experiencing, I mean, mind you, I'm in New South Wales, regional New South Wales, you're in Perth, so it's kind of not as draconian as Melbourne, let's say. But how have you managed to network. And I know I do appreciate you've been working full time up until very recently. But is there any networking initiatives that you've been taking, the in-person or online, that have worked really well for you?
I have, yeah. So I've been connecting with a few virtual groups, which has been really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been obviously during COVID, you're unable to do the face-to-face, but yeah, the virtual connection. And then also I've been reaching out to, especially during COVID at the height of it, reaching out to other business owners and just connecting with them via Instagram, Facebook, just to support each other.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I am super excited for you, Lauren. And I know I was busting to get you to do a BA in the Spotlight because, I know we connected again, and like even a year later, it's great to be able to reconnect. And I know. Like, hopefully that support that we try and provide people with is, we do genuinely mean if you have a problem or you want to touch base about something, then please reach out, because
and I'm so thankful that I reached out to you. I think it was, I knew that reading your book, you'd been through the same journey, and same decision, launching into your business full time. So just to, get your advice was so beneficial, and it helped me make my decision.
Oh,
so
that's super exciting. I look, honestly, onwards and upwards to you, Lauren. I do know that the opportunities are just massive out there. So, I think for all of us, we need to basically expect the best, but make sure you've got those plans in place for just in case things go wrong. Make sure you've got backup plans. So I have no doubt you'll be very successful. And I'm really excited to hear more. So make sure you share in our mastermind group for anyone who's watching. Watch Lauren's journey there. And I'm sure you don't mind if people reach out to you if they resonate with something you've said.
Oh, I would love people to reach out. So
yeah, we'd be so pleased to see people do that. So look, thanks, Lauren. I really, really appreciate your time today. Now that you're a full-time business owner, your time is now very, very valuable.
It is, isn't it?
So, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, please keep us updated in Mastermind. And I know you'll be able to provide that, I guess, like positive reinforcement for people who are thinking about, well, can I do this while I'm working full time? Absolutely, you can. Some of us do it quicker than others, and that's not right or wrong. It's just, it depends on. So for some of us, we have higher income goals that we have to reach before we can step away. So for me, I was 3 months, but that was because my income goal was kind of a lot less, I think. And so I was able to just step across much sooner. But I know for a fact that as soon as you step into your business 100% of the time, that's where you start to get the momentum, because it's like when that's your focus, that's all that's you're definitely speaking into it, and you're moving into something very
That's right. You have more drive to make it work, don't you?
Yeah, it's just sole focus. So, well, hats off to you. I'm super excited. And thanks so much for speaking to us today, Lauren. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.